We're afraid, well, what if it's not God's will? I need to discern, I need to be prudent, I need to be wise, I need to be cautious, I need to be careful, and all of that is true, But they say dying people, old people, at the end of their life, when they're asked, they've done studies, they've asked people who are, at the end of their life, what's your one regret? And they say one of the most common regrets from older people is that they didn't take more risks in life. They were too careful, too cautious. Now again, it's a balance. A lot of people, they take risks and they make big mistakes. They ruin their lives, they hurt other people or whatever, So, but I think, part of what this gospel is calling us to is, again, we were created to live, to act. God is creator. We're created in his image. So we're created to create and just do wonderful things. And so maybe we can pray for that grace today to examine our own lives and just ask ourselves, am I living in the freedom of the children of God? And I'll give you two more examples. The example of the person who's at a banquet and is just so careful to just nibble on one or two things, even though he's starving. And then finally the host says, listen, dig in, dive in, eat anything, whatever you want. Or the person who maybe has a lot of money, and they're just afraid to spend any of it. And somehow, I don't know what, maybe it's a person, it's their parents' money, and the parent says, you know what? Spend it. You have it spent. Those aren't the best examples because, overeating or overspending is a bad thing. But the point is that there's an element of that where the Lord is saying, listen, I've given you life. I've given you opportunities, especially here in Canada. We're a wealthy country with so much, and it's almost like the Lord is saying, hey, I've given you so much. I want you to enjoy it. I want you to live. You're my child. You're meant to be free. Live your life. Have life in abundance.